elements that suit our content the best. When you're looking at a web page, you don't just want to have a bunch of text that is all the same size. Consider a book. The book title is often the largest heading in the entire work, followed by chapter title headings, which are slightly smaller, and the book text itself is the smallest. In your HTML, you'll create the same text structure that will make your content easier to understand. Let's look at how to do that. Throughout this course, I'll be using a website called CodePen. You can visit it at codepen.io. I encourage you to create an account because it's a great way to write HTML and CSS and see it updated on the fly. It's a very similar platform to Code Evolve, which is the platform in the exercises for this course, except for CodePen doesn't have an instruction functionality. It does, however, run your code without you having to click a button. Without further ado, I'm going to show you how to create headings in HTML because, as I mentioned, headings are a great way to structure content. Like when in a book, you might have chapter headings, and you might have a different size heading for the title of the book. HTML uses tags to identify which type of element you're trying to create, and heading tags in HTML always start with a lowercase h. Depending on the size of the heading that you're trying to create, or more importantly, the meaning of the heading that you're trying to create, you'll use a different number from 1 to 6, where 1 is the largest type of heading and 6 is the smallest. We'll stick with an H1 because that's in fact what you created in the first part of this course, and we'll fill it with some placeholder text, like this is a heading. And in HTML, you have to close your tags as well, using a closing tag that just has a / here after the less than sign. When you're looking at most websites, the big title at the top of the page is usually an H1 HTML element behind the scenes. Now let's see how to create a slightly smaller heading. The name of this element is H2. We can put the same text inside. You can change it if you want to. And close that tag off again with a / here. So this is the opening tag, and this is the closing tag. The content goes in the middle. You can see that this is a slightly smaller heading, although it is still pretty significant. Now at this point, I can just copy and paste this line a couple different times and simply change the number inside of each opening tag, which CodePen will intelligently update in the closing tags as well. Now we have a list of headings from H1 all the way down to H6, and you can see that as the number increases, the heading gets smaller. Consider headings to be an extremely useful way to structure your content on a web page.